and local talent, create economic opportunity for local talent to display and market their products, encourage cultural connections, give reasons for community engagement, and to provide financial support. A panel of 5 judges with an eye for art, culture, and aesthetics will be selecting the award winners. Note any panel members tied to a project that is submitted will recess themselves from voting on the project acceptance and award amounts. Thank you to our judge panel. Our first judge is Nathan Reeds, the University of North Dakota Art and Design Department. Madeline Cameron, a local artist, community leader, and philanthropist. Laurel Ruger, Executive Director of the North Dakota Museum of Art. Anne Brown, art collector, physician, and First Lady, Mayor's wife. And Bruce Stovig, art collector, Center for Innovation.
All tonight for being here, Nicole, for all your work in helping us to make this happen, and our partners. So here we go. Let's go with Adam Kemp. You're up first. This is the Bison Library.
Oh, is it? I'm going to do that one. I had a whole bunch. I'm going to do a big metal sculpture that was inspired by my friend Liz Ludley, who sent me a text saying, make a sculpture of my crazy effed up life. And so that would be a large piece, about 12 feet wide and 6 feet tall, brightly colored bits of metal. My life coach, Hannah, down there, aka my daughter, said I was being too greedy. So that's it.
I'm a local artist and I'd like to put a temporary mural in the downtown area. Its design is going to accent Grand Forks community or activities like the bike path, historical events such as the flood, important North Dakota symbols like the meadowlark and oil and farming and whatnot. But most of all, I think it expresses the active, vibrant community we have here in Grand Forks and shows the downtown scene quite well. Ultimately, I've been working with zoning and planning and local businesses that I think it should go on. And it seems like the last step we're working on now is just the funding for the actual project. So ultimately, I think this project will bring the community together closer so we can all have a public piece of art that we can look at and experience every day and feel like that part of the town is more part of our home. Thank you.
So I'm here on behalf of the Alley Alive Committee to ask for some money to help us with our winter and our spring events. So with the winter event, we are wanting to bring back some of the ice sculptures that happened in the past in Grand Forks. We also want to build a full snow structure that one of the Alley Alive Committee members built for her master's program. And it would basically be a warming hut for during our winter Alive, which will be in February. We also were looking at purchasing some snow guns. So that way, during the event, people can come out and paint, children, families, stuff like that. So that way they can paint in the snow with biodegradable paint. So that way it still is temporary, but it increases the value of our town for at least that night and people can have some fun. For the spring event, we want to bring in some money for the musicians, which is both the equipment as well as paying the musicians. And then we also would like to paint some of the doors. We've already worked with the city on having that approved, so we get to paint some of the downtown doors in the alleyway system.
He is bringing the Frosty Bobber Winter Carnival back to downtown Grand Forks. This is a proposal that came forward in rather immediate fashion. A civil engineering group had done a showcase of a winter warming hut that was unveiled last winter in Winnipeg. Our proposal is to use upcycled materials such as a 15-foot long culvert. If we can switch to that screen, a 15-foot long culvert which would actually be upcycled into a warming hut which would be located in the Greenway downtown Grand Forks. It would have, it'd be a metal culvert, it'd be slanted, it'd be a canvas for public art. You see a couple of examples here, I think, in a moment, of what it looks like in Winnipeg. The idea is that it helps convert Grand Forks from a two-season city, spring and fall, and helps us become a four-season city by embracing the winter and giving residents a place that they can go downtown, they can enjoy the Greenway, and have a place that they can gather and get out of the wind and the cold a little while. Ob Construction is working with TGFYP to construct, design, and install the culvert, the warming hut. We call it a Grand Fort to play with the name.
The Empire Arts Center has long been perceived as a visual icon of downtown Grand Forks. Our 30,000 plus annual visitors, plus 100,000 more that are passing by each day, would agree that the Empire is the perfect backdrop for highly visible public art. 2 years ago, the Empire partnered with Global Friends Coalition to hire a local professional artist to lead local ELL learners, that's English language learners at Winship Elementary School, create a series of 5 beautiful, vibrant murals to be displayed in our outdoor poster cases on Demers Avenue. We're seeking funds to do this program once more, and in doing so, we hope to bring beautiful, iconic art back to downtown. These can also be traveling pieces that can be displayed at events such as World Refugee Day at Town Square and other events throughout the city.
Basically, I have a studio with 2 other artists called Scrap Iron Press Studios. And what I propose to do is do a series of 500 postcards that basically says Think Art on it. The 500 will be broken down into 50 groups, 10 in each group. And I figure it'll take about 3 days to do the printing and about 3 to 4 days to actually go around town. And what I want to do is go to different businesses around Grand Forks, East Grand Forks, and 42nd Avenue corridor, and basically go to businesses that are willing to put them up and give them that for free. So here's a sample. This isn't it, but this is an example just to give a sense of what it's going to look like. Postcard. That's it.
I am from Peru. I have been here in town for almost 13 years, and I have been doing this idea. I started this idea last year. It's about immigration. I want to make hundreds of these little figurines, and I want to place them downtown in the bridge, the Memorial Bridge. A group of them will start climbing the railing and go and run into the other end of the bridge. So they will be crossing the bridge, a bridge that connects Grand Forks to East Grand Forks. It connects 2 cities. It connects also 2 states. So actually they are crossing the border. But this time, I want to make, because I want to make hundreds of them, a group of them will be crossing the bridge in the railing, but the mass of them will be by the river, by the Red River. I want to make a group of them, half of them coming from the East Grand River side, the Greenway, running toward the river, and the other half will be in the Grand Forks Greenway, kind of emerging.
Buju, as an emerging artist, a busy mother, teacher, volunteer, and community member, I find myself going all over Grand Forks, racking on the miles. And for me, when was the last time you've gone down 42nd Street between Demers and 32nd Avenue and found yourself really engaged? Do you find yourself stimulated, excited, or kind of within a blink of an eye, you're at your next destination? So my proposal is large-scale sunflake sculptures along 42nd Avenue to welcome visitors and keep our community members and business people engaged and kind of spread that happiness.
Some people think they're cute. Other people think they're a little creepy. But we can all agree they say the strangest things. Holy kromkaka! What are we doing here, Catty? Well, we're gonna ask these nice people to build you a home. I already have a home. I live in your sock drawer. Well, you need a stage, a proper stage. You need a stage coach. Oh, for cute. Well, this is really a sad little mock-up. What we're thinking of is a 6-foot wide, 6-foot tall stagecoach that sits on a trailer bed and allows an actor to pull it. Well, where would it pull it to? It would pull it anywhere you want. The Greenway, the Town Square, the mall. Oofta, I'm so excited, I think I might pee. Oh, don't do that, it will just go down my arm. Anyway, the stagecoach will have a speaker system so you can always hear the puppeteer and it'll play music. So you'll arrive. Yeah. Thank you.
During this crucial and exciting time of development in Grand Forks, often there are very few opportunities to document these developments and winning projects with adequate equipment. A small team of eager video artists and editors want to follow the development of these projects. With financial backing from the Going Grand grant opportunity, these video artists and editors will get the basic kits to capture the future of the projects awarded tonight. Videos will be provided to the Community Foundation and the Public Arts Commission to showcase commercial-grade videos to the masses. The second and future stages of the Corridor project, as well as the diverse and creative faces of the artists and other involved making projects to make these possible. The Guild, which is a new business of mine, will also provide a space to promote these videos for the Community Foundation, PAC, and other participants.
We will present minds in South American attire at key locations to promote Tango Week, a collaboration between UND, Music Department, Alejandro Drago, and the Symphony. And we will dress these people in South American attire and promote a week of tango dancing, the Symphony, the Century Club dinner, and music of Argentina. 20 to 40 artists will be performing their talents leading through the sidewalks of downtown Grand Forks. Painting, sculpture, spoken word, performance, and interactive community art projects will promote the diversity and vibrancy of the Grand Forks community. We will highlight the local businesses that are willing to participate and temporarily station ourselves in front of their businesses. This will promote relationships between the artists and local economy, while as well promoting the artists as professional partners. This event will also heavily promote be heavily promoted online and with posters throughout the community. In result, emerging and established artists will get to work together to celebrate collaboration.
My idea was to outdoor public art would be to build 3 life-size mannequins, style figures scaling the walls, downtown buildings. I brought some photos for you to pass around until you get an idea what I'm thinking about. But I have these smaller versions in my home, and I'd make them like 15 to 20 feet tall or whatever. They could be adjustable too, you know. But anyway, I'd paint them I'd paint them black with the blue head and the blue hands, and then during the big hockey games or whatever, you could hang a jersey on them.
You've all heard of the Trojan horse and the sawhorse. What I propose to do is build a gallery horse, and it will be made mostly of wood with pieces and bits of old and new frames or entire frames. It may have pieces of metal and plastic incorporated in it. It will have pieces of old and new art or entire pieces of art. This will be situated in Fish Park and permanently affixed to the ground so that it can't be stolen. After the period of its exhibition is over, I propose to put it on wheels so that I can take it in and out of my store and put art on it to display for festivals and other gala events.
All right, 60 seconds. The North Dakota Museum of Art began summer art camps for kids 9 years ago. The camps are week-long, and each features a different teaching artist. The camps have grown from 4 sessions to now 7, and serve 20 to 30 children per camp.
North Dakota's oil boom triggered a revival in prostitution and sex trafficking across the state. The general public tends to blame mercenary outsiders for bringing these problems into North Dakota, but the root of the problem actually lies much closer to home. Human traffickers ply their trade in North Dakota because there's a high demand within the state to sexually exploit women and children. Yet while the root of the problem does lie within us as a society, so does the solution. But before we can make positive change, we have to first bring awareness to this problem and acknowledge the extent to which we perpetuate it.
The Red Sand Project is an activist artwork founded by New York-based artist Molly Gochman. The concept is simple, straightforward, and inclusive. Community members participate in a sidewalk intervention by filling cracks with red sand that represents the millions of enslaved peoples around the world who go unnoticed and who fall through the metaphorical cracks in our society. Grand Forks, in June, we would raise awareness by having 3 days of awareness about the prevalence of
of slavery.
So the Alley Alive it was a program that started last July. We had 2 events last year, July and then one in August. We're having another one on February 13th, the winter edition, and then there'll be another one in June of 2016. But over the last 2 events of Alley Alive, there's been 16 public art displays that have been created using recycling bins, garbage cans, as well as the manhole covers. Our proposal is to do decorative cafe lighting that spreads across from building to building over the alleyways that makes the alleyway between Demers and Kitson, and then also Demers and 2nd Avenue, or 3rd Avenue North, a little more usable, something that's an opportunity for public events, for weddings, for receptions, and things like Alley Alive. So our proposal is to do cafe lighting style from building to building that's permanent and able to be used all year round.
TAG is proposing to create a temporary art installation at Sonoma Lofts on 42nd Street and 5th Avenue North, and we have received permission from the landowners to do so. Using conventional construction materials, which Op Construction has agreed to donate, we have a vision to create a project that displays unity, community, and inclusion. Adam Kemp and Ben Breen have agreed to collaborate with Jason Rustemeyer on weekend camps to complete this project with children in the community. Adam and Ben both have experience with children art programs. They will work together to use those conventional construction materials in an unconventional way. We feel that there are several good options for great design using culverts, rebar, and wood. Some thoughts are having an 8-foot-tall culverts, some 8-foot-tall culverts with a large sundog at the top, which would be painted by local children. And Ben could come in and guide technical school students to weld rebar swooping around the sculpture to represent the unity and inclusion. We feel by bringing children into the creative design-build process for this project, we are positively shaping them for their future. Thank you for considering our project.
Bella Arta Poetica is the name of an insightful and inspiring community event that creates a very profound collaboration on 3 different artistic platforms. We will recite a visually delicious poem that will be professionally choreographed by dancers and guided by a symphonic musical arrangement that sets the emotional tone and pace of the written piece. Bella Arta Poetica is extremely important to the community because it creates and illuminates artistic collaboration and cohesion, shines a bright light on multiple artistic platforms in one setting, positively increases the collective consciousness within our community, and sets a high standard for independent artist pay scales.
This project will consist of large-scale, stylized portraits of local inhabitants from all walks of life. The portraits will be installed within the urban landscape of downtown Grand Forks. Each image would include a short text panel that highlights a unique detail or story about that individual, and the project would highlight a variety of faces within the community, feature a vibrant city, as well as promote art and diversity.
What I want to do is I want to work with East Grand Forks students in high school programs, art programs, and I want to build an American Eagle taking flight sculpture that we will have in East Grand Forks, Minnesota, and we will all have our individual painted pieces that we will use to build the American Eagle taking flight sculpture. And number 1 is that this is our community, and the children are the future. When we work together, we achieve greatness. And there will be a piece of us always in our community, so we will always have a piece of us at home. And that is extremely important for me, and I know for the kids, it's huge, especially for high school art students. They will always have a piece of them home where they belong.
Several locations around Uptown, Grand Forks, East Grand Forks, there would be rebar trees that would be like in cement, rebar shapes. One might be a stick, and we'd have a call out to artists from all over that they would build various pieces of art that were like beads that would fit on these rebar trees. So it'd be a collection of art from all around our community, and those trees would be, some would be a stick, some would be a partial circle, some would have ropes hanging down.
Our entry today involves movement stemming from the, as a dancer at the North Dakota Ballet Company, and then the art. I always appreciate art, and I want to incorporate both components. So I talked to our director, Laura Emerson, and we agreed to submit this entry as a group. Just show you a little demonstration here. So this is just my hand moving on a piece of blank canvas. Imagine like 12 dancers dancing on a huge white canvas in the Times Square. Imagine what that would create, and that's what we're hoping for to kick off maybe this summer, to have an event at the Town Square to do such art.
Wearing a t-shirt to initiate the process of sharing subjects that might be difficult. And it's sort of the antithesis to North Dakota Nice, is that there'll be in front of your t-shirt will say, your ignorance is not my bliss, and then on the back side it might be, let's talk about relationship, or let's talk about culture, or whatever. Throughout the workshops, we'll be coming up with spoken word, visual ways of representing it. It'll culminate in an event here at the Empire where folks will share the discovery of whatever difficult topic they were trying to share about.
Done.
I wanted to build a 40-foot long wall that intersects with a part of the old dike on East Grand Forks. It's at the end of a bike path, and the idea is simply to build a piece of construction that other people decorate and paint over a series of events. There'll be an underlying theme, which is basically our relationship with water and how it's affected and actually created opportunities, but how we also are changing it. That's about it. A series of events, people will be able to destroy my work and I'll be able to destroy theirs. Oh, I mean, they'll be able to collaborate with me. Any questions?
Hi there, I'm Jared, and I'm your resident living statue, poet, clown, theater artist. And ever since I moved back to Grand Forks at the beginning of 2015, I have wanted to literally fill the streets with art. And how I propose to do that with fellow artist Hillary Kempenek is to create sort of this model of living statue, but make it more about living, breathing works of art, so that it's performers into paintings or use some other creativity to make more structural costumes so that we can be other things. And then we can fill the streets, sing, and do poetry, spoken word, perhaps do monologues, things that will be acceptable within our community, but just to add more to the streets. And if depending on the design, we could also, do it downtown over the summer months, or maybe bring it to one of the many performative venues in town, anything like that.
Winners tonight, and we used every cent, Christy. So here we go. The first winner is Adam Kemp with the Liz Lundy Messed Up Life sculpture. For $4,700. So, okay. Thank you. Second is Corey Mock with the Grand Forks Young Professionals, the Grand Warming Hut on the Red River for $4,500. Winner number 3 is Memo, Crossing the Border for $8,000. Remember that's with all of the figures. Winner number 4, Joan Johnson with the Symphony Orchestra, the Live Mimes, for $400. Winner number 5, Kathy Koodle King, Grand Forks Community Theater, a traveling puppet wagon, and for $3,900. Winner number 6. Kevin Thompson, life-size human figures on the side of a building downtown for $5,400. Winner number 7 is Kiefenheim, pop-up or pop bottle pop-up flowers for $1,000. Winner number 8 is Matt Anderson, or Greg Blair, actually, the Kids Camp Sculpture Summer Art for $2,500. Winner number 9 is Sally Up, and the art from TAG, the Art of Giving Sculpture Wall for Kids on North 42nd Street for $2,500. Winner number 10 is Spirit Star, the Belle Art Poetica for $1,000 downtown. And the last winner is the North Dakota Ballet Art and Movement. If you remember, that's the paint on the canvas. And that's downtown, that's our last winner for $1,000.